Huh?
What?
I had that.
What was it?
A woman.
Woman's voice out in front of us.
Right, what's up PXs, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another car talk, or car confessions. I'm still not sure on the name, but since it's the run up to the Halloween period, I love Halloween, mate. I can't get enough of Halloween. I'm going to maybe going to the Fear Factory in Doncaster this week. This Halloween, sorry, not this week. And I'll film it for you, as I do every year. But I'll take this with me and I'll get 360 is the word I was looking for. But anyway, I digress. Since it's a run up to Halloween, I thought we'd do some scary stories of my own experiences. So, today's scary story is about RAF Church Fenton. This will be the first scary story of RAF Church Fenton. But the difference between this and the story is this happened. So, turn on post notifications and please share. Because I can't do this without you lot. And sharing would get me out there more. So, let's start with the first scary story. And hopefully, if you like them, there'll be more coming. It started off that we went to RAF Church Fenton, we explored it. We was exploring different parts of it. It was a massive place, and I mean, it was huge. It was like a village. It had everything. It had entertainment, it had kitchens, it had accommodation. It had bars, a pub of its own. So, cut a long story short, we started exploring it. And as we was coming out of one doorway, I heard a male voice shout.
Are we sure that came from outside? Yeah. Right guys, we just made it to the second building and we heard what sounded like hello being echoed across the site.
And that put me on edge, because the way RAF Church Fenton is it's got a few houses on the front of it, but well away from where we was. And it threw me a bit. So that was the first weird thing. But it wasn't said into the camera, it was audible, I could hear it. So we decided, we looked around, obviously we thought someone else might come on site. Nothing. No torchlights, no nothing. Bear in mind, this was like 1 o'clock in the morning. So we carried on with our explore and we came to a crossroads. Now in these crossroads, it's pitch black. The only light we had, really, was a few torches and panel lights. And on these crossroads, it just felt like there was people around you. It was mental the way you feel it. It was just felt like there was people around you. And you couldn't escape it. But everywhere you looked, it was empty, it was dark. And I looked across to the right of me. And the only thing I can describe it was a dark mass with a white face. And this dark mass with a white face was very weird, because it was darker than the night, if that makes sense. It was dark, it was out of place, it was just pitch black, and I had a high powered torch and I shone it, but it seemed like this figure just went around the beam of the light, which was weird, but the white face was still there, and then it just disappeared into the night. You see, I didn't get any video evidence of that, but I did get video evidence of other things. We went into the bar area and we started looking around, and we came to the main area. There was remnants of a stage, but it was quite destroyed, the bar. It's like there was like light fittings dangling from the ceiling and everything. And there's remnants of a stage, only a small stage, but a stage nonetheless. And we decided that we'd run a spirit box in there for a little bit of ghost hunting content. So I ran a spirit box. And everything was normal. You're getting a few responses like you normally do on a spirit box. Some coincidental, some not.
What's your name? Survive? I say survive.
Very clear.
Are we in danger here?
Can you repeat that louder?
That was almost like a whisper.
I said please. Put the K2 there. Just so we can catch something paranormal. And then we'll leave if you can do me a big favour.
But then, in the corner, near the stage, there was a doorway. And this doorway only went one place. It went upstairs to a function room. And there was no other way in or out. And in the corner of this doorway, there was a woman's voice that said, "I'm scared."
I'm scared.
What?
I heard that.
What was it?
A woman.
Woman's voice down in front of us.
I thought it came from that.
Yeah.
That was over there.
Now, that creeped me out because I was with my sister-in-law and her partner. And my sister-in-law was pregnant at the time, and that freaked her out. And we all heard this voice saying, "I'm scared," and I was like, "What was that?" And everyone was saying, "Oh, it came from the corner." And I was like, "Whoa, no, it didn't come from..." No, that was very clear. There's no one there, there's no one on site. But it was loud and it was audible. And basically it freaked him out. I was like, "Should we stay?" And they was like, no, let's go. So I was like, okay, let's go. We packed all the stuff away. But the weird thing is, it didn't stop there. Because we came out of this building, and as soon as we got from the threshold of the bar into the site itself, there was like a scream. That's the only way I can describe it, a female scream. But it was quite loud. And I was like, there's got to be someone here. I was like, well, there's no one, there's no lights, there's no nothing. And trust me when I say this, in order to get around, you need a torch or a flashlight. To my American viewers, if there is any. And it was, you needed light to get around. You did. You couldn't. There was no way of avoiding it at all, because obviously there was trip hazards and there was manhole covers that was left open. So if you tried going around this place in the pitch black, you would hate yourself. So, which leads me to my next thing. So that freaked us out a bit. So we decided we'd leave the site altogether. Not just leave the building, but leave the site. So we was making our way to the hole in the fence. Because bear in mind, an RAF base is Royal Air Force. It is the air military. Yeah. I don't know why I needed to explain that, I'm sorry. But yeah, we was going to leave the site, and just how dangerous it is, my sister-in-law's partner fell down a hole and hurt his ankle. So that's just how dangerous it is. But as we reached it, there was a badminton court or a tennis court as we was leaving the site, because that's where the fence led onto. And as we was leaving, and we just stopped just for a second to make sure we had all our stuff and that to get out of it, and there was a blood-curdling scream, and I mean, it was loud, like it was right next to us, and it was sounded like someone was being killed. It was that intense, and that was it for us. We just wanted out, and we left.
Right, guys. Yeah, I don't know if this will make it in, but we feel like we're getting stalked now on the way out. We've just heard a woman scream. What was that? Right, we're out of here.
Yep.
Peace, guys.
We went back one other time, but nothing happened. But that night, it was a blood-curdling scream. But when we got out and we got out of the site and headed back to the car, and there was no one. It was like 1-2 o'clock in the morning. There was no one there. There was no one even around. And the houses that was leading onto the base, or just outside of the base, everything was pitch black. There was no lights, there was no nothing. So that is one thing I can't explain, and that's why RAF Church Fenton is a favourite of mine. But it's no longer there. So leading to today, this was a few years ago, but leading to today, RAF Church Fenton got knocked down in place for new housing. So I couldn't even revisit the place to see if it happened again. But it will remain one of my favourites, and I don't think the video did it justice, because this was still at the beginning of me doing YouTube, so the videos was really long and I didn't know anything really about videos. I still don't. I know how to do some things, but not many things. And yeah. So if you like this, then please subscribe, give a thumbs up, like the video, and I will do some more about my experiences with the haunted, the paranormal, scary stuff, because after all, it is Halloween. So until next time, guys, have a very spooky Halloween, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.